given gifts above everybody, right? Knowledge above everybody. In every way you are enriched, and in speech and in knowledge and in wisdom. And now he's going to kind of take that away from them in a sense. Right? They've been given, they've been blessed. How have they used that blessing? Okay? And so, if you break down the book, here's a pretty good breakdown. The first 4 chapters is a call to unity. And without this, really all the rest of the book doesn't matter. If they can't figure out how to become united and work together, a lot of these other things aren't going to fall in place. He's going to spend at least 3 chapters on sexual purity. And, our culture could probably use some lessons that we're going to be reading out of sexual purity. He's going to spend a chapter on food. They're dividing over food, sacrifice to idols. Chapter 9, Paul's going to have to defend his own heart. Because Paul was there for 18 months, but he's been gone only for a few months. And what is he hearing? Remember we talked about what? Division. But what are they dividing over, at least in the first chapter? Everything. But specifically in the first chapter, who baptized who, right? Which preacher? I'm of Apollos. I am of Peter. I am of Cephas. And then some even say, I am of Christ, right? And I think he kind of uses that in a negative, right? They're using, we are of Christ, you are not, right? All of these, we are of Paul, you are not. Now, in Corinth, one of the things I left out last week, they had these people who were called Sophos. Sophos is the female, but Sophos. Does anyone know what the word Sophia in Greek means? It's wisdom. Yep. It's where when you read, you're going to be reading this word, wise men. Now, these aren't wise men the way we would think of in the sense of like the wise men who were at the birth of Jesus, wise men. These are men who would stand on a street corner and they had perfected oration. They were orators. They were very good orators. There's actually some traditions in Corinth that there is a famous orator who was one of these famous sophos. To help his voice, he went into a cavern and put rocks into his mouth and practiced speaking while having a mouthful of rocks just to be able to have a better enunciation and pronunciation and work on his delivery and the power that he can provide by speaking through these rocks. And so these people were very impressed, not necessarily by the wisdom that these men were given, but by the delivery of their lessons, sermons we'll call them. And can